Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 106. And Tesla got the perfect start for 2022. And Tesla is gaining on the old boys in more ways than one. And the other guys advertising are helping Tesla. And governments are admitting that the transition is happening faster than they thought. And SpaceX has some very exciting new missions on the drawing board. And Tesla is signing more multi-year contracts for more lithium. And we have some rumors about Tesla's new factories. And one of the biggest Tesla short sellers that had lost billions of dollars through the years is at it again. All this and much more on today's episode. Start right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
So, Tesla made the perfect start for 2022 with their Shanghai factory. Tesla China sold 59,845 units in January, a little over 40,000 for export and almost 20,000 for domestic sales. Yes, they did just sell 70,000 in December, but this was still the second biggest month ever. And when we compare to January of 2021, where they only sold about 15,484 units, well, Tesla China sales are up 286.5% compared to January last year, the year that Tesla grew 87%. And Tesla only produced about 25,000 cars from their Shanghai factory in January 2021. So Tesla China is really going to take this up a notch or two this year, because production will probably be the same, if not even higher, but we are still waiting for those numbers. But we do see that the Model Y is overtaking the Model 3, as the Model Y sold over 33,000 and the 3 just over 26,000. And to put those numbers in perspective, and this crazy growth of 286.5%, well, the overall passenger car market was down 4.5% in January in China. But I think this is a general trend we will see most places in the world, like here in Europe as well. European new registrations was down 6% in January compared to the weak month of January 2020. So this is the lowest figure in European since the statistic was recorded in 1990. Yeah, the car market is going down, in my opinion, because more and more people don't want to buy ICE cars anymore, and there is not enough EVs to fulfill the demand, so many people are holding off buying a new car until they can get the EV they want. So the secret pinned up demand I made a whole video about, I think that is what we're seeing playing out right now. I know chip shortage is playing a big role here as well, but when that goes away, I don't think we will see the sales of the ICE car going up again. It had its prime time, and now it's just gonna slowly go down until it totally disappears. And to put the numbers from China into perspective to the local Chinese competition, like NIO and XPeng, well, they sold 9,652 units and 12,922 units. No wonder XPeng is making these pop-up stores right in front of the Tesla store to try to get a little of Tesla's mojo. But this big growth Tesla is seeing in China is a nice little reminder of just how wrong someone like Gordon Johnson or Mark Spiegel was with their prediction of Tesla being doomed in China, and Gordon still thinks that Tesla will have a disaster of a year in China, as he always does, but January's numbers already show quite the opposite. So Gordon seems to be wrong again. And Tesla is gaining on the old boys in more ways than just units sold. A new Kelly Blue Book study showed that Lexus, BMW, and Tesla are now the top 3 brands considered by luxury car buyers. Tesla had the biggest increase in shopping consideration of any luxury brand in the fourth quarter of 2021, up 3 percentage points to 18% of all luxury shoppers looking at Tesla. Guess tides are turning on what people are looking for in a luxury vehicle. It is no longer busy dials and knob-dominating vehicles interior with complicated instruments cluster. Tesla has changed the idea that luxury means more. All of Tesla's key functions are available in a single quality screen in the middle of the car. Guess we are seeing the BlackBerry to smartphone moment starting to happen. Don't you remember when people and even Microsoft CEO said that the iPhone would not be a very good email machine because it didn't have a real keyboard? Can you even find a smartphone with a real keyboard today? I don't think so. As I have said many times, I even have a t-shirt with it. Technology is the ultimate luxury, and that is why the big quality touchscreen that can do over-the-air update with great software is making more and more people that are looking for a luxury car look at Tesla. But while Tesla placed third in the overall luxury consideration, it had the two best-selling vehicles in the luxury sector in Q4. The Tesla Model 3 sedan took the first place, followed by the Model Y. Both had a whopping increase in shopping consideration. Model 3 shopping was up 56% and the Model Y consideration was up 43%. Yeah, Tesla is rising in so many ways and can no longer be ignored by anyone in the auto industry. They are no longer this little niche electric car maker that doesn't know how to make cars anymore. They are starting to become the one to beat in technology, luxury, performance, production speed, build quality, according to Sandy Munro. So no matter what you're looking at, Tesla seems to become the golden standard. And Super Bowl was filled with commercials from the old legacy automakers and some new ones promoting their EVs. But that probably all ended up making a lot of free advertising for Tesla. As we can see, the search for Tesla spiked when Super Bowl was running, and Tesla stock rose the day after, and GM and Ford were down. Just a funny coincidence, right? So I would say that was probably a big waste of money from the other guys. And again, Tesla has the product that doesn't need advertising. It just sells itself. And when the others are making advertising for EVs, well, Tesla gets free advertising. Like we can see with this useless advertising by Polestar for their Polestar 2, where they took some jabs at both Elon and Volkswagen, but didn't show anything meaningful about the EV. No stats whatsoever. But they paid $7 million for this one commercial that said nothing. Wow. Probably because they can't really keep up with Tesla in any way, so why promote it? But then again, why spend $7 million on advertising if you have nothing to say? But it would of course be very bad advertising to say the truth, like no real charging network, no frequent over-the-air update, no full self-driving, no real sales, only 29,000 units sold in all of 2021 globally. Please help us sell some more, because this is what Tesla sells in just 10 days. And we don't know what else to do but to do what the old legacy automakers do. Waste billions of dollars on advertising every year, helping promoting Tesla. And as we saw, people will do research, and you can max out the Polestar 2 and it will get to over $100,000 and has less performance than a Tesla Model 3 on every single spec. You don't even need the performance Model 3 to beat the Polestar 2 fully maxed out. So no wonder they don't want to show any specs or price, because you really have to hate Tesla to choose the Polestar 2 over a Tesla. Nothing against the Polestar 2, just don't like the way they make advertising. And what they just showed was just a waste of money. They should have spent all that money on making their products better. As Elon also replied to a tweet from Jim Cramer, who has been a longtime critic of Tesla, but Jim tweeted one of Elon's tweets about the hate Tesla got in the beginning. As Elon wrote, "I was at a lunch with Munro in 2019, where he told the whole table all the ways Tesla would fail. Made me quite sad. But I told him I agree with all those reasonings and that we would probably die. But it was worth trying anyway." Yes, no one else has gotten so much hate for trying to do the right thing as Elon has. As Jim tweeted, "I often wonder, Elon, how you could persevere in the face of this level of negativity from people. I was skeptic until I drove one." Exactly. And Elon replied, "Product bigger than marketing. And that is exactly what these Super Bowl ads has shown us, together with the fact that Munger was very, very wrong about Tesla dying, because Tesla did survive without any advertising whatsoever, just making a good product. And thank you, Elon, for never giving up, even in the face of everyone trying to kill your company and so much hate and negativity and thought being thrown out there. But luckily, Elon seemed to be a very optimistic person, and hopefully he is more focused on the Tesla community and all the support and love he and his companies get from all the Tesla fans that love the product. And I have shown before that solar has become the cheapest form of electricity. But now governments and even oil companies are admitting this is going faster than they thought. Simon Evans here, an award-winning journalist that is covering climate and energy, made this great thread on Twitter. I will leave a link below if you want to take a deeper dive, but as he wrote, solar is now 88% cheaper than thought a decade ago, the UK government says. Just running a gas plant in February 2022 is costing around 4 times as much as we'd pay for a new solar or wind. Yes, I sometimes get a lot of hate when I talk about just how fast I think the transition to EVs and sustainable energy will happen. Do you really think that you know better than the analysts around the world? No, I just look at the data that is available and share that. Like, take a look at this chart from IEA, the International Energy Agency, and their forecast through the last decade. They have been wrong every single year. The International Energy Agency. So this is not that they are bad analysts, but as we have talked about a lot on this channel, not many agencies and analysts really seem to get exponential growth of an innovative technology. Someone like Tony Seba or ARK Invest has both been very good at this, because this is what they do. They work with innovative technology. They understand how the S-curve works, and this is why even governments get this wrong when they are only listening to their own analysts. Like the UK government is out admitting that the wind and solar is 30 to 50% cheaper than they thought, and solar is even 88% cheaper than they thought a decade ago. Just imagine how wrong your decisions about the future will be if you're this wrong on the data. And don't listen to people like Tony Seba that did predict this 10 years ago, that solar would become the cheapest form of electricity, as we can see it has become today. And they will continue to go down. And this is also very important to understand why the transition to sustainable energy and the EV adoption will happen much faster than people and governments think. We can just take a look at this chart and see the cost of gas is going to the moon, while renewable energies will continue to go down. Even BP is out saying that the oil has already peaked. It is only downhill from here on out, and soon it will be more profitable for them to fill up an EV than filling up a gas car. So that switch in the gas station's mindset is also going to change very soon. And all of this will only fuel the already fast accelerating EV revolution and transition to sustainable energy. As I have said many times before, it is not just the growth of the innovative technology that is fueling the S-curve. It is also the collapse of the old technology. And let's get our weekly update of the Giga Factories. That means handing it over to Brian from My Tesla Weekend. Take it away, Brian.
Hey Lars, well, we're back with another side-by-side construction update. Let's start in Shanghai, specifically the northwest corner, where they've dug out a bunch of new footings, already poured them, and they're getting ready to build. Quite the expansion. Further down the west side, we see more expansion. Moving further west, a lot of construction. In the far south end, that building is moving a bit slower now as they move on to working on the interior. Over in Berlin, we've got new developments at the main entrance, where we can see they're getting rid of the scaffolding. That's great. Parking lot is mostly graded, just about ready for pavement. And then over in the 4680 area, we're seeing floors being put in, ready for pour, and some exterior walls going up. Not bad. There is new grading in the northeast. Don't know what's going on there. And over in the far northeast, where the loading and logistics lot is, They're just about ready to slap down some pavement. Yes, it is production time, almost. In Texas, we've got more exciting news. Yes, the road in the northwest corner is being expanded. That's great. And now there's a bunch of cars out in the loading and logistics area ready to go. That's a big deal. The parking lot is getting a bunch of drains put in. Fantastic, we need that. There's been more solar on the roof, of course, though not as much in past weeks due to high winds throughout the week. But the very exciting news is over in the far northeast, where they're doing a lot of grading, filling, leveling. So my question for you and the Teslappers, what are they gonna build up here?
Well, let's hear it from the Teslappers down below in the comments what you think this is. Teslappers. That's a good one, Brian. Well, I think maybe this could be the battery cathode area. I think this lines up pretty good with what Joe Tagmeyer has shown on his overview of the whole area, but time will tell. But thank you so much for the update, Brian. See you next week. And SpaceX has another very exciting mission on the drawing board. Jared Isaacman, the founder and CEO of Shift 4, that was the guy behind the Inspiration 4 mission, the first all-civilian mission to space, has just announced a new mission, the Polaris program, where a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket will launch the Polaris Dawn mission from Launch Complex 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Dragon and the Polaris Dawn crew will spend up to 5 days in orbit, fly higher than any Dragon mission to date, and endeavoring to reach the highest Earth orbit ever flown. While in orbit, SpaceX Mission Control will carefully monitor Dragon and the crew as they attempt the first ever commercial spacewalk with SpaceX designed EVA spacesuit, the suit that will be used to go outside the spacecraft. And the development of the suit and the execution of the EVA will be important steps towards a scalable design for spacesuits on future long-duration mission. And they will become the first crew to test Starlink laser-based communication in space, providing valuable data for future space communication system necessary for human spaceflight to the moon and Mars and beyond. And if you have seen some of these beautiful pictures taken of the Starbase, you have probably seen John Kraut's work. And he is actually going to be the content director of this Polaris mission. Very cool. So this is really going to be a very interesting mission with all this great knowledge SpaceX will get from this mission, including many other scientific research they will conduct during the mission. But hold on, because this is only one mission of 3, and the third one will be a manned mission of the Starship. Jared says in his interview with Tim Dodd, everybody's everyday astronaut, which video you have to watch, link down below, the third mission will be a launch to low Earth orbit and landing back down in the Starship, all crewed. So Jared will be one of the first astronauts in the Starship. Just very exciting times we are living in. And just a quick note, SpaceX now has over 250,000 Starlink users. Amazing growth of customers for this service. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. And Elon Musk showed yet again what a great person he is, as Elon donates over $5.5 billion worth of Tesla shares to an unnamed charity at the end of 2021. That was the second largest donation in America during 2021. How people can hate this man is beyond my understanding. And one that did some hating this week was Ben Solvens, whose YouTube channel used to be called Teslanomics and was very pro-Tesla, but came out with this very strange video about how Tesla would fall and was rotting from the inside out and spreading a lot of fear and doubt about Tesla. But many in the Tesla community made some videos about Ben's video and how his reasoning didn't really hold up. So I will not bore you too much with it, but leave a link below if you want to make a deep dive into this. The market is open. Tesla made a great video about it, but Ben did end up taking down the video again because, as he said, he felt like he misspoke in the video. So you can't see the video anymore. But check out the link to the Market is Open's video down below if you want to learn more. And we did see Kia's EV6, a nice little trick of charging a Tesla Very cool. Hopefully this is something all EVs will have in the future. Then everyone will always be able to help everyone if someone runs out of juice. And this might be some of the dumbest shit I have seen in a long time. With a dummy gear shifter, Toyota are creating artificial power losses at a certain point in each artificial gear to create the illusion you're controlling a gearbox and working a combustion engine. What an absolutely waste of resources, building something meaningless instead of using those resources to try to get EVs out quicker or make a better EV. And we had some leaks about Tesla's 4680 cells that some of the Fremont lines should already have over 90 to 95% yield. And they should have over 1 million batteries made at the Fremont ready to be used at the Texas factory. So they should be ready, or at least very close to be ready, to start a volume production at the Giga Texas factory. Very exciting. And we did see some pictures from Joe Tachmeyer where we could see inside the factory and see the army of Giga castings on the floor ready to get those Model Ys version 2.0 off the ground. And maybe they are actually starting producing real cars for customers, as Jeff Roberts showed these pictures of a batch of Model Ys leaving the Texas factory. And we had some more rumors this week. Tesla is receiving competing bids for a second Giga factory in China, according to a new document released by a Chinese province. And we know they will be able to build and start production within a year in China, if this turns out to be true. So they would probably be able to build a whole new factory in China faster than it takes Germany to get an approval for one. But we don't know anything official yet, still just rumors, so we'll have to wait and see if this holds any truth. And we have just passed the 2-year anniversary for when Tesla started clearing trees for the Berlin factory, so still very impressive progress, especially considering it has been built in Germany that is very slow with the permissions. And speaking of Tesla's factory, Tesla Automation in Prüm in Germany has finished construction and should already be in production and working on automation for the Berlin factory. And we are starting to talk about this on a weekly basis almost. Tesla making more deals with mining companies. And this one is a good showcase of Tesla looking very long term and making contracts that will secure a lot of lithium with a fixed price for many years to come. Tesla made a 5-year contract for more lithium and to buy up to 150,000 dry metric tons per year of spodumene concentrate. And the mine is not even up and running yet and will probably not be before 2024 or 25, but the mining company Lionstown has already secured contracts for more than half of its project's capacity for the next 5 years of production. And Tesla being one of those companies securing a price for the material from this mine until the end of this decade, together with LG Chem, another battery manufacturer. But Tesla is just a car company. And the German Green Party have failed in their attempt to introduce stricter emission regulations that would have required German automakers to stop selling ICE in 2030 instead of 2035. And sources say BMW and Volkswagen are pleased and delighted with this. This just shows to me they still don't truly get it. After 2030, there won't be much ICE left in the world. And Tesla has announced that non-Tesla vehicle can now charge at all superchargers in the Netherlands via the Tesla app. Nice. And I just love the name, non-Tesla vehicles. Oh, so you're driving that non-Tesla vehicle? Yeah, I don't really care what it is. It's just a non-Tesla. And David Einhorn has been one of the biggest short sellers of Tesla and lost billions of dollars doing so. But he hasn't learned anything, because apparently he's now shorting Tesla again. Does he just want to lose all his money? As you can see, Greenlight Capital lost over $6.5 billion in asset under management shorting Tesla. So David, why continue doing so? You cannot afford losing another 6.5 billion. And Tesla has never been stronger, and now you want to short them. Oh well, your funeral. And General Motors has appointed Missy Owens as its head of environment and sustainability and governance policy. Owens, who is the niece of the President Biden. Yeah, you can't make this shit up. GM is really becoming the government motors. And speaking of GM, their Hummer EV only gets 329 miles of range and the battery weighs more than a Honda Civic. GM promised 350 miles of range with a whopping 200 kilowatt-hour battery, but we will only get 329 miles of range even though they have a 212 kilowatt of usable battery that almost weighs 3,000 pounds. Yeah, the GM Ultimum battery pack does not really seem to do that well, and we have still only seen that single Hummer EV off the production line that was sold for $2.4 million, but we're still waiting for more Hummer EVs to come off the assembly line to my knowledge. But the Hummer EV is already kind of a joke of an EV, so let's just wait until GM actually come up with something useful like the Silverado and see how it does. And Chrome Delete showed off what an app store could look like in your Tesla. Now that would be awesome. And we see that ExxonMobil and Chevron and Toyota are accused of being the biggest corporate influencers that are blocking actions against global warming. Yeah, Toyota, you are moving in the wrong direction in so many ways. Maybe it's time to rethink your mission, goals, and values. And a little reminder to the US president that want things to be made in America. Elon did also tweet a little to Biden's tweet about Buy American. Well, just remember the Tesla Model 3 reached the #1 spot in Cars.com's 2021 American-Made Index, making it the first all-electric vehicle to top the list in its 16-year history. Not the Mach-E, not the Bolt from Ford and GM, the Tesla is the most American-made car in the US. Number 3 is another well-known EV, the Tesla Model Y. Yep, if you want to buy American, get a Tesla. But if you want to find out why GM is actually more like China Motors, check out Connecting the Dot latest video about how GM sold America. Very interesting video he made there. Link down in the description below. And now you can get the old Tesla Model 3 retrofitted with a power liftgate in China, with a warranty of 3 years and a price that compares to $626. This is only still available in China, but you can also do what I did and get an automatic liftgate from the MTech guys, which also works flawlessly. And now, Tesla, you just need to make the frunk automatic as well, because I also got an automatic liftgate for my trunk from the MTech guys, and that just made it so much more useful. You can open it from inside the car or with your app on the way to the car, and you can close it again with the button from inside the frunk. Tesla, you need to do this. When you have lived with an automatic liftgate on your frunk, you can never go back to not having one. And we do see more and more EVs coming out with an automatic liftgate on their frunk, like Rivian. So I hope Tesla will do this as well, because this just makes the frunk so much better and useful. And speaking of Rivian, Sandy Munro was just on a visit talking with RJ himself and seeing all the cool stuff the car can do and all the cool engineering that has gone into this car. And Sandy was very impressed. I will leave a link to the whole video down below. Definitely go check it out. And before we end off with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my newest members and patrons of this YouTube channel. Ron Robico, Rick Scipiol, and I thank you for watching members Nate Potter, Robert Hayward, Gregory Meaton, Michelle DeRoom, and Doug Savage. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And a big and special thanks to Supporter of the Week. And this week's winner is Jean Lebras, or maybe it's France and it's Jean Lebrousse. I just don't know. And I'm so terrible at names. Sorry for all the bad shoutouts, but Jean, thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. I will contact you on Patreon for details. Meanwhile, check out the merch store, find your t-shirt or mug of your choice. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. And I thought this week I would just share this little video about just how badass a Tesla is off-road. There's just nothing a Tesla can't do. That is all we have time for in this news show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps this video out a lot. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support, and if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel and get your shout out on this show. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out and some extra perks. Hit the members button to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the news as it comes out and more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. Now it's also possible to support the show without buying anything, becoming a member or a patron. There is a link to donation options in the show notes. But going forward, I will be making more videos for patrons and members only. And I will give my YouTube members and patrons early access to my videos whenever possible and make my videos ads free for members and patrons only. So don't miss out. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.